Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and today we are starting Resident Evil 4. I just want to quickly point out some settings and we'll start in just about a minute. So, the video settings for Resident Evil 4 PC Ultimate HD Edition by default put you at, I think, 720p. I am knocking that up to 1080, and it is by default at fixed 60 frames per second. You could do fixed 30, nothing else. And I have anti-aliasing turned on, motion blur turned off, and the texture quality is HD versus original textures. This game originally came out for the GameCube, or was it the? Yeah, it was the GameCube. I was thinking maybe it came out for the Nintendo 64, but no, it came out for the GameCube originally with some lower textures. Now it has quote-unquote HD textures. The Xbox One and PlayStation 4 games have even better textures that maybe will eventually get patched in, but only slightly in a handful of them. And then because of the US English version doesn't have subtitles is just grayed out. You'd have to have a different language version. So I've changed settings here. I did not mean to. So that's all that really needs to be pointed out. Also, I'm playing with the Xbox 360 controller, and vibrations by default are not on. So go in there and check that out. And that's all you really need to know. And so we can start the game. There is 2 difficulties right now, but I think there's a even more difficult a hard mode later on. But for this first gameplay through, I think I'll just play on easy.
Resident Evil 4.
Now, there is a project by 2 people to redo the textures in HD.
I'll never forget it. It was the year when those grisly murders occurred in the Arklay Mountains. Soon after, the news was out to the whole world, revealing that it was the fault of a secret viral experiment conducted by the international pharmaceutical enterprise, Umbrella. The virus broke out in a nearby mountain community, Raccoon City, and hit the peaceful little town with a devastating blow crippling its very foundation. Not taking any chances, the President of the United States ordered a contingency plan to sterilize Raccoon City. With the whole affair gone public, the United States government issued an indefinite suspension of business decree to Umbrella. Soon its stock prices crashed, and for all intents and purposes, Umbrella was finished. Six years have passed since that horrendous incident.
You can see in that text it's kind of fuzzy by today's standards.
I received special training via a secret organization working under the direct control of the president. I was to assume the responsibility of protecting the new president's family.
Why am I the one who always gets the short end of the stick?
You, who are you really? Come on and tell us. You are a long way from home, cowboy. You have my sympathies.
Guess that's a local's way of breaking the ice. Anyway, you know what this is all about. My assignment is to search for the president's missing daughter.
What? All by yourself?
I'm sure you boys didn't just tag along so we could sing Kumbaya together at some Boy Scout bonfire. Then again, maybe you did.
Oh, you crazy American. It's a direct order from the chief himself. I tell you, it's no picnic.
I'm counting on you guys.
Is a great example of a low polygon 3D
It was
model.
right before I was to take on my duties of protecting the president's daughter when she was abducted. That's the ultimate reason I'm in this lonely and rural part of Europe. According to our intelligence, there's reliable information about a sighting of a girl that looks very similar to the president's daughter. Apparently, she's being withheld by some unidentified group of people. Who would have thought that my first job would have been a rescue mission?
It's freezing. So cold all of a sudden. Must be my imagination. Sorry it took so long.
Just up ahead is the village.
I'll go and have a look around.
Yeah, we'll stay and watch the car. Don't want to get any parking tickets.
Right. Parking tickets.
Good luck.
Jeez. Who are these guys?
Did you say something?
Leon, I hope you can hear me. I'm Ingrid Hunnigan. I'll be your support on this mission.
Loud and clear. Somehow I thought you'd be a little older. So the subject's name's Ashley Graham, right?
That's right. She's the daughter of the president. So try to behave yourself, okay?
Whoever this group is, they sure picked the wrong girl to kidnap.
I'll try to find some more information on my end as well.
Good. Talk to you later. Leon out.
So we're into the game now. So I just want to quickly mention there is an attempt to turn these textures, the like flat leaves you see here, and the texture you might see on a 3D model, maybe, and the characters. If you could get this guy to look at me, I'm gonna have to figure out the run button. There is a project to improve that to HD. And they're about a third of the way done, so maybe I'll eventually play with that mod. But by the time they're done, I have to wonder if maybe it would be time to try and knock it up to a 4K or an 8K resolution at that point. And it may just become more and more obvious that this is a 11-year-old game at that point. It's a very good game. It's my first entrance to...
Not that way, cowboy.
Can't run away? Darn.
Not that way, cowboy.
I'll just keep saying it. It was my first introduction to Resident Evil as a series, and it's set in its own little world, so you don't have to really know anything about any of the previous games. I can tell you though that we can aim and shoot at these birds if I can figure out the right thing to shoot, and then they'll drop things. 200 pesetas or gold, as I'll just call it for the rest of the game. Anytime you see a red dot on something, you can shoot it, but there's not a ton of things here. Basically, all you need to know about Resident Evil 4 to start off with is it's a zombie game running around shooting, and we're trying to save the president's daughter, which is about the most 80s, maybe even 70s concept ever. Let's see. I don't know how to reload. Well, Y brings up the menu. A. You have to hold the trigger with the right trigger to aim, and then press A to load. Alright. So, yeah, it's going to be very weird. It's a wooden box. Looks like it can be broken. So this is a little demo area. We have this knife that comes out with the left trigger. And for its time when this game came out, particularly on the GameCube, which is a Nintendo console and thus not super into releasing or giving mature adult targeted games, you can see the controls here are a little weird as I'm going back and forth. This might be this because it's 60 frames per second. And I may have to actually turn it back down to 30, which originally was run at, because it's not particularly moving that smoothly, but I may also just always... I'll probably just run through everything once the game starts really moving. So one guy is trying to rescue a kidnapped president's daughter. It's an interesting way to start a tale here. He's not just immediately running and gunning. He's trying to actually investigate.
I was wondering if you might recognize the girl in this photograph?
¿Qué carajo estás haciendo aquí? ¡Lárgate, cabrón!
Sorry to have bothered you.
Now he's in Spain and he doesn't speak Spanish. He's in some vaguely Spain-like country.
I said freeze!
See, he's now trying to kill me with a knife. So I gotta figure out which button swings the knife before I die. There we go. It's the X button to shoot and the X button to swing the knife. See, when it gets on a cutscene like that, it doesn't look too bad. This game doesn't look bad for 11 years old at all.
Is everything okay?
There was a hostile local. I had no choice but to neutralize him. There are still others surrounding the area.
Get out of there and head toward the village. Take whatever measures necessary to save the subject.
Understood.
So I can take this green herb. I'll take it now. He's not a zombie. That's the weirdness here. Is that Leon here is... Looks like they killed a lot of people here. Uh-oh. I hope Ashley's okay. You can see the text and things are rather fuzzy looking. And I can jump out and take these guys with me. Or I can come over here and take this. Ammo. Ammo is really important. Inventory management is going to be really important for the first playthrough, even playing on easy. So, like this guy, I can shoot through the glass and waste 2 bullets. And then I need to aim for the head, which doesn't feel very accurate. You often are in this scenario where you need to kill these guys before they get one hit on you. And so that's one ammo clip already, and we've barely seen 3 bad guys. Not zombies, humans, but still bad guys. So now we're following orders and working our way to it. Notice he's holding him aside and walking towards it, and the game is being very hitchy. So you can already notice that there's some tropes in a modern video game that are missing here. You'll also notice that I'm going to swipe the knife twice every time I open a chest with a knife, because there may be snakes in it. And I've played this game several times, so this is probably like 6th or 7th time I've played this game. So to save, as is the original Resident Evil, you have to come to these typewriters and save data manually. That's the only time you save. No other saves. And then that's super old school. And then on top of that, we have the issue of no button instructions. So I kind of would need to figure out through the files or something else how to play. Like here we have our files, which is our communication log just of what we said. Here's our playing manual number 1 that tells you exactly how to play through just these standard pictures, because they didn't want to make a custom prompts on top of the screen. They didn't want to mess up their intro. And here's our info about Ashley. How you'd be able to kidnap a president's daughter makes no sense. Almost all president's daughters would have Secret Service protection for months and months before they were even the president, because they give you Secret Service protection to people running for president too, and their family. So that if you try to think about anything in this game, though, you're not going to have fun. So I won't be doing all that. We have weapons and recoveries, and we have keys and treasures. And keys and treasures aren't included in your inventory, but all of this is this weird game of rotating and moving around. Let's see. To squeeze things in to fit. So you, for example, this should be here, and if I want this to rotate, I have to hit the right bump or the left bump to get it to fit. And the herbs combine in different ways, and we'll deal with those later. But that's not the menu I was actually looking for. I have to hit the back button. I can't change it, unfortunately. I cannot change it to 30 frames per second, and it probably should be at that. Again, we have bullets, and it sorta is worth shooting crows. If you don't get too close to them, they won't fly away. The reason why it's worth it to shoot them is because you may get more bullets than what you spend. And you're going to get gold, and we need as much gold as possible. A hand grenade. That is way more worth more than the price of a bullet. Looks like a warning of some sort. I have a bad feeling about this. See, and that's weird. You get subtitles in some things, or just internal monologue. So here's a dog. You could shoot him, or you could help him. Let's help him. And he runs and jumps that way. Over the fence. I can't follow him. Now, you want to play pretty carefully the first time you play this game, but like I've said, this is the 7th time that I've played it. So, for instance, this right here is a booby trap that will explode, and this right here is a booby trap that will explode. And there might be also more traps in the ground.
Un forastero!
Here they come. Notice my handgun's not very effective. Taking 2 shots to the face to kill the very first type of bad guy we've ever seen. Gonna do a lot of reloading. You're gonna play very carefully. So the reason that there was a save space is because of the booby trap you just saw. Moving forward is almost never the right move until you get your weapons upgraded. Now sometimes you'll get caught here and you'll have these guys seeing you but not really moving towards you. So on a GameCube, this felt really smooth when I was playing it. I'm not going to check boxes anymore because we've either figured out we can break them open and get the things inside of them or not. Guess there's no sex discrimination here. Better find her fast. So a lot of the stuff and the dialogue is going to be cheesy. It was cheesy then, it was designed to be cheesy. This is supposed to be a cheesy game. And it gets weird about the Resident Evil series because every single one of them after this tries to go in like a different direction. And it stops being fun after this one. And Resident Evil 7 has been announced. It's not out yet. But so those guys are running off. Resident Evil 7 is trying to be a truly 100% horror scary game, at least from its trailers. That's what it looks like. And it looks like it will be a true to that, but it won't feel that much like a Resident Evil game. Not to me, not to somebody who's played this as their first Resident Evil game, or even somebody who played one of the earlier games. They're gonna miss that cheesiness, but I don't know if there's that much of an audience left. It's not worth really doing the knife fights with these people. Notice my health does not slowly regenerate. I have to manage that myself. And I'm not getting XP for this or anything like that. I'm hearing somebody move around in the background. And let's see. Open the door. The controls feel really bad.
Leon, how you holding up?
Bad question, Hunnigan.
Sorry to hear that. I'm sending you a playing manual. Hope you find it useful.
I'll take a look at it, thanks.
So he's always hitting on Hunnigan here. See, just now we're getting instructions on how to reload. And approaching enemies that are either stunned or on their knees will allow you to kick them, which is an interesting ability for a cutscene. You can change inventory screens with the right and left bump and all of that. So the thing that you also can only use one weapon at a time, oddly enough. And I can't switch to the map with the right bump right now. That's not working. Why is that not working? I don't know. So the S's are save spots. We're gonna hit this area. You can kind of see this is the entire first third of the game right here. It's pretty small by today's standards, but in a lot of ways, Resident Evil 4 still is the best of it. Let's see. I guess you could sit here and change the types of inputs if you really wanted to, but that's not what I want. I want the controls to be tighter, and that's a hard ask for a game to say play better. Made it to the city. Look at those binoculars, how they're hexagons. So this is supposed to be where we gain safety. Look how quickly the zooming happens. So yeah, they killed the police. This is a whole community of crazy people. And the chicken? There's a tower there. A church. What's weird is you can kind of hear them really easily. So we are not in a good position. We're left to ourselves. It's kind of a catch-22. We came here by ourselves with the 2 police officers who were going to prove themselves to be useless anyways, and now that has certainly proven the case. Right. So since we know these guys are going to kill everybody anyways, what we should do is try to avoid a fight. This is a red herb. Yeah, but just notice the hit them. They all take 2 shots. If you hit them in the head. Wait a minute, that one took more than two shots. That took 4 shots. Alright. Incendiary grenade. So we're fighting a lot of people, and it's time now to save myself. So, spoiler alert, you can combine these with these, and you can combine these with these, and you could also do 3 green, but I think I probably only needed 1 green. These refill 100% of your health, and I can go and equip this shotgun. And I'm blowing off their heads. But now I've triggered a fight that I didn't really want to get into. So now I'm trying to run and see. This is not working. This just isn't working. Running at 1080p at 60 frames per second does not run. And I don't for a second believe that's because of my hardware.
No dejes que se escape.
Vayan por detrás. Who are these people?
Bloqueale el paso.
What are they planning? Chainsaw.
So I'm barricading myself in here.
Shit.
Te voy a matar.
Son of a...
one of the things that's the beauty of pushing a game, playing a game on console, is you're pretty well guaranteed that you're going to have a smooth experience. So there's several things here that you have to do. Keep yourself alive is the basic rule, but you can do that by knocking things down. But you also need to use these, and see, one right now is all you need. I could also equip something like this and try very hard to like throw it out the window. But this guy is about to kill me, and that's because I got ambitious, but also because this game's just not running smoothly. It's no real surprise that, so it did make a little bit of a quick save here when I entered the area, but not by much. I kind of need to use the gun, but also I think the right move is to leave all this stuff alone. You get into this fight and you're just not ready. You don't, even on easy mode, you don't have anything equipped. You're not ready, so if you instead just run, I think there's some ways you can escape this section.
¡Un forastero!
So this guy is still alive. And you get a ruby for killing him, which is worth quite a lot. And now I am pretty well set because I can just pick off people as they come down the only available path. So we just saw them run down the path that we were basically on. And it looks like I might be able to open it, but why? A very satisfying head explosion animation. Now you trigger several cutscenes and interactions if you go in certain buildings. Right. Click that, use this. The shotgun doesn't really seem to have a lowered amount of damage at distance. So we can slowly take these guys out. It's this I remember this first battle being very much a major struggle, but surprisingly never really knocked anybody just out of playing the game.
Oh, la campana. Es hora de rezar. Tenemos que irnos.
So they just all drop their weapons and start walking towards the church bell.
Lord Sattler.
And they say Lord Sadler, who we'll figure out who that is later.
Where's everyone going? Bingo?
And there's your cold open. And it was quite an amazing cold open.
Hunnigan, I have some bad news. I've confirmed the body of an officer. Something's happened to the people here.
Leon, you need to get out of there. Look for a tower and follow the trail near it.
Got it.
See, that seems like way too little conversation to happen right there. I want to quickly run down this path and pick up these items because they will start to fade. They have this quick fade animation and then they go away. So let's go and equip our gun. Now we're safe pretty much in this area. There might be some booby traps. There might be a zombie or two. But for the most part, we're in a good position to just gain things on our inventory. Here is a alert order. Recently there's been information that a United States government agent is investigating the village. Do not let this American agent get in contact with the prisoner. For those of you not yet informed, the prisoner is being held at the old house beyond the farm. We will transfer the prisoner to a more secure location in the valley when we are ready. The prisoner is to stay there until further notice. Meanwhile, do not let the American agent near the prisoner. Repeating itself. We do not know the American government found out about a village, but we are investigating. However, I feel this is an intrusion at a particular time that is not just a coincidence. I sense a third party other than the United States government involved here. My fellow men, stay alert. Chief Betoris Mendez. So, is that the police chief that sent out the alert order? Did he betray his own men? Interesting. That's a bit of story I hadn't thought of. Because I probably very mindlessly played this game when I was much younger. Didn't think to put two and two together. Alright. So we're looking for gold, we're looking for bullets, we're looking for red herbs and yellow herbs, which we haven't picked up yet. When you get a red, a yellow, and a green all mixed together, then at that level you can... This was a building that you can't go in, and I was so obsessed with it when I first played the game. I was like, there must be something there. But not really. It's just that they were going to put something there, I'm sure, at some point, and ran out of time. There's an unpleasant odor coming from the kettle. It sure doesn't smell like a refreshing drink to me. A lot of gross imagery going on. So every little bit of bullets will help, as you could probably figure that out. Let's see. The water is awfully dirty. No way I'm drinking this. Several things to search for. Chicken eggs. You don't want to shoot chickens, by the way, because they will drop chicken eggs, and sometimes like golden chicken eggs. What in God's name? If only he'd come with me. You also don't really want to shoot cows because there's no reason to. In fact, generally this is a mostly kind to animals game. You can kill them, but there's not a huge reason to kill them. So you want to combine this and then combine this, and you get the red, yellow, and green, and that will refill your full health and extend your health. As you may have noticed at the lower right hand corner, the I ate the egg for health. The green bar only goes up to the white line. Our first goal is to get that white line all the way to the top. And this isn't particularly just because I'm playing on easy that these items are here. This is how it always is. In fact, items in this game are always in the same place, and it's rather important that they are. Right. You can see up here, there's this shining thing. That's where we need to go next. And then we'll check out this other room. So you're given just this time to be quiet. Maybe small insects are feasting on the leftovers. So I'm also in a weird position now because I probably need to turn it down to 30 frames per second. And I would probably want to do that over turning down the resolution. I wouldn't be surprised, this game being so old, that I end up having to do both, turn down the resolution and turn, let's check this. Definitely the type I don't get along with. And turn down the number of frames per second just to get it to run well. The bed is heavily stained. Seems as if no one slept in it for quite a while. So, I imagine at some point you were going to be able to crawl over to that roof. There's nothing in this fire chimney, but there is some guns here. It's really all just coming back to me from memory. We get a spinel. Spinels are just somewhat expensive gems. You can't climb or jump up higher on the roof. You can jump down. A lot of different experimental things going on here that weren't commonplace at all in video games. Being able to jump. Man, just look at the feathers. Just turning. Just turning doesn't work. I hope you're seeing all this hitching up. You should. But I never know. I never know what the recordings look like until I see them. But you don't search inside the drawers, but you can push them. Trick here is you can usually hit with your knife the locks, although it would seem you would have to shoot them off. And here's another little bit of gold. This would also be a decent place to lock yourself in and take it. Notice there's some gunpowder came out of that barrel, so you could have shot that and exploded it, but then you would have been in the room with it and almost certainly killed yourself in the process. So we've been all over this place almost, except for these things over here. Yeah, actually we haven't been. Look how wide this ladder is. It's about a foot wider than most ladders would ever be. Here's another good position where you could try to take aim and shoot people over and over again. Now you don't want to jump down. Oh, I guess you can jump down without taking damage. I thought you would have taken damage. Interesting. Let's see, here's another ammo and another hitch because the chicken got upset. So we can check this. It's locked and won't open. There's some kind of symbol on the door. So they just all went that way and left you. And if we look at the map, we'll start by combining that. We are here. The door is another way. There is a pathway this direction, but where we're supposed to go is that direction. Probably making a mistake playing on easy, but this game does have a new game plus, and I'm probably gonna play it, depending on if I can get it to run smoothly or not. If it doesn't, then I probably will not bother with it. There's an achievement in Steam to beat the game on its hardest difficulty, but there's a couple of achievements that are kind of demanding. So here's a new introduction. There are these blue things,
Un forastero!
and you can shoot them, but as you heard, as soon as I did do that, it called a guy, not a demon. No demons in this game. He is taking a sweet time to die. And then reload. So there's 15 of these blue medallions. About the blue medallions. 15 blue medallions, 7 in the farm, 8 in the cemetery. For those who destroy 10 or more will be awarded. The rest is unreadable. So, save. You have 20 saves, by the way. So, in the modern day, when I have gigabytes and gigabytes of free space, the game is going to limit me to 20 saves. This one's actually a very good place to save anyways, because of just the thing that's right here. So there's a pendant here, and if I shoot it, it will fall in the dirty water and become a dirty thing. And since I need money, I'm not going to do that. I'll shoot this, then shoot it. It's a very strange system to shoot to get things. So now we have the pearl pendant. I can open that if I wanted to. Man, it stinks. Now I don't want to shoot the cows because I have no reason to. I can, if you're really lucky and a good shot, you can shoot the knives they throw at you, these sickles. But you have to be really, really good with your targeting. And frankly, it's just not feeling like I could pull that off right now. The controlling seems strangely bad. Probably just because it's an old game. There's no going home as it is. Old games will feel a lot worse than what you remember because you don't have any reference to how tight the controls are these days in video games and how useful. Let's see. Nothing in here except for a pool, and there were lots of maggots too. I don't think you have to do a huge treasure hunt for these blue medallions either. They may already be on the map. Let's see. Yeah, they're just directly on the map. So it's not like it's a game of secret things to find. Except for a few secret things to find. I am now at this level starting to run low on can't believe this, they're all dead bodies. I'm starting to run low on space. Let's see. Dog. Here's the dog again. So here's the dog. There's something you're supposed to do with him, I think. What is the thing I'm supposed to do with the dog? It's not kill the cows. I don't think. And it's not kill the chickens. Well, I guess I don't remember, so I'll leave them alone. Now you want to make sure you actually have that red dot on there, otherwise you're going to waste your bullets. Now if you're aiming for the head, try to aim for the higher part of the head in any zombie game. Oh, that's no good. Because I've noticed a tendency that headshots really... Oh, no, no, no. Well, time to use this. And see, that just didn't work as well as I thought it should have. This guy's got two knives he'll throw at me if I'm not careful. Getting a lot of gold. Another spinel. So these collectibles and jewels are really important if you want to get them in the right amount for 2 play. I think you're probably playing it too much if you go through more than 2 playthroughs of this game. And it won't really fix it if you went for a 3rd one. There's just some missable collectibles as far as sellable jewels that if you miss them you'll never be able to use them with other collectibles, combine them. And this is one right here, I believe, that's like this. You get this beer stein, and with the beer stein, it is a treasure, and you can combine not spinels but something else to it. And if you don't have that beer stein, you'll get the other pieces. It's not like a super secret though, because if you actually check the item, there are 3 recessions on the side. I wonder what they're for. I'm pretty good condition. It looks valuable. A large precious stone. Although small in size, it appears to have some value. And so you can't get in this area except for by dropping down there, like I did. Here's I'm hearing sounds. I'm trying to be a little extra careful. Running around, looking at everything. See, and I just heard another sound and the game hitched up. I guess I do have to admit, try to get to the map. I'm so used to hitting the back button to get to the map in modern games. By today's standards, it is a rather short game. That I could go through 2 of what is probably only 6 areas. There is some backtracking, and that's still pretty commonplace even in modern games. But oh yeah, I forgot the one. Knock down. Anywhere there's a ladder, you can knock it down and you can raise it back up. There's one hidden back here. So, somewhat hidden. So, X button to knock down, X button to climb up. That was a pretty modern concept with the GameCube 2, where we moved further and further into contextual if only the villagers were nicer, it would be a tranquil place. Contextual button presses, where X will do one thing depending on where you are or what your current situation is, and do something completely different later on. Another spinel. And that. And that. And there may be some other collectibles I missed, but I think I've gotten the most of them. Never get like a jewelry detector or anything that points out everything you're supposed to do. And that dog, I think he is just stuck. Yep. See, I have no idea where or if there actually is a place that this dog is supposed to go. So let's go ahead and save again. And you might as well just take up all the save slots and cycle through all 20 of them. Games used to actually give you like coins and things to save, where you could only save after a certain point. If you collected enough coins, even worse than this. So I just want to point out the map here. This is one area that we've cleared out. This is one area, and we can just throw that as one area. There's one area there extra. That makes 3. There's what seems to be maybe 2 or 3 areas there. That would make 6. There's one there. That's 7. One there. That makes 8. And one huge area here, which makes 9. So we've done probably 2 out of 9, 2 out of 10. So 1/5 of the first section, 1/15 of the entire game in just about an hour. And that's pretty old school, although I can't really... that's all I can really say about it, is this is an old school game. You have to know what you're getting into, and that's where I think it gets down to a point of ridiculousness if we start upgrading the graphics to HD and 4K. Particularly right now, the experience I'm having is not fun. It doesn't matter if it looks better than it originally did. It's still running really poorly, and that's the thing that's not going to ever be fixed without remaking the entire game from scratch. And I just don't think that they could afford that, particularly since this game by today's standard is so short. So anywho, that's where we're ending this recording. As always, I end my episodes the same way. I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps me out. If you want to get this for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, I'd say you're probably going to have a smoother experience and slightly better graphics in a few places. So that may now be the new ultimate version until the HD mod comes out. I'm going to play with the video settings and see if I can go to 30 frames per second and play through that first section again and see if it works better or not. But I was wrapping up, so like, share, subscribe. That helps my videos. If you want to support me even further than that, you can click on my name, Rydo. That'll take you to my main YouTube page. On the right is a blue button that says support this channel. You can click that and make a donation. Also on my main YouTube page is a playlist tab. You can click that and see a playlist for every single game I've ever covered. I've covered a lot of them, so I'm sure you'll find something that interests you. And then finally, down below in the description box, I have links to all my social media sites. So friend and follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Google+, Steam, and Battle.net. All those links are down below. That helps me with those services, and it lets you know when my latest videos are available to watch. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.